regular session on January 3rd, 2019 to order. Okay, I'd like to ask our new Commissioner Stowers to lead us in.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started, I would like to note for the record that Commissioner Stowers has already had his oath of office and was sworn in a couple weeks ago by Judge Hope, so that's not necessary tonight. So the members present are Darrell Baker, County Clerk, Phoebe Harless, Charles Vance, and Josh Stowers. The first thing on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the regular session meeting of the Lincoln County Commission that was held on December 6, 2018. Okay, I have a motion on the second. All in favor say aye. Okay, the next item on the agenda is to appoint a president for the commission for this coming year.
I move we appoint Phoebe Harless, president of the commission.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I guess I will be president again. All right, the next thing is to set dates for the commission meetings for this year, and I thought that I was going to make it easier on us and try to come up with dates. Let me give you out what I have. Oh, look at it, see what you think. If it works, Josh, you got okay. Of course, tonight, and then we have the 17th. I think we're going to have to meet then. There's some mitigation stuff I think needs signed and a few other things that we didn't get. So meet again on the 17th, February the 7th, March the 7th, and the 21st, because we have to approve the budget then. April 4th, and then April 16th is the day that the state sets to lay the levy, the 16th. May 2nd and 16th. Then in June, I don't know what you all want to do about the summer months. Before, when we just met once in the summer, it seemed to work. But in July, the first Thursday is the 4th of July. So I thought it might be better just to meet in the summer on the third Thursday, but the third Thursday of June is the 20th, and that's West Virginia Day. So we have June 16th, July 18th, and August 15th. Do you all think that would work or be too confusing?
Did you say June 13th?
June 13th, July 18th, and August 15th. Okay, and then in September, the 1st and 3rd Thursday, October, the 1st Thursday, November, the 1st and 3rd, December, the 1st Thursday and 3rd Thursday, but in November and December, we'll meet at 10 a.m. On the 3rd of the month meeting.
Third Thursday.
Yeah. And the rest of the meetings will be at 6 p.m. besides those two, at 10 a.m.
I motion we approve the schedule as presented by President Harless.
Have a motion and a second. Let the record reflect the meeting dates for the next year. Okay. The next thing is the holidays, and they are listed. Basically, what we've done in the past is just follow the state schedule. When the state calls off, we do, which I think that's the state. So far, that's the tentative state schedule, and if they call Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve.
I put that bullet at the end, and any other holidays that the state adopts throughout the year.
Okay. So, do I have a motion to accept the holidays COVID-19.
I'll see.
Okay, Josh made a motion, Doc second, all in favor, aye. Okay, public comment, Glenn Turley is the first to sign in to speak about the McCorville Community Center.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. So I sent a request in, I'm not sure if I got it in time or not, but that's the reason I signed in there. But things that are happening at the McCorville Community Center, I think, are really fantastic at this time. We started a program called breakfasts, which are free. And people come in and they'll have a breakfast with us on the first Saturday of the month, and then they give donations. That's worked out terrific. I've probably taken in $1,600 through those breakfasts, through 3 of them so far. So that's worked out really good. Our outreach director, Sharon Dunlap, has also reported in the month of December that people coming in to get things has tremendously increased. We're averaging 45 to 50 people every day that we're open that are coming in needing things to actually survive on. We also started a food pantry. It was started by a local church, and they used one of our rooms in the center. It's called God's Pantry. We had a group that brings us stuff up from Tennessee, brought in, I think, 1,800 items for us. We also had cans donated to us from the Midway Elementary School. I think it was about 15 boxes or so. And then the Office of the West Virginia Board of Risk and Management had a contest where they gave workers an hour off, whoever could raise the most. They raised over 1,300 items. So our food pantry is really doing good. And to tell you about the importance of it, there are people that come in that are in true need, and we ask them, what do you need? I don't know what to take because I don't have anything. Now that breaks your heart. So I think we're doing a good job there. We had a toy giveaway for Christmas. We used that on 2 days. That was a very huge success. We've also had some shelving and things donated to the center. We went to Lowe's in Nitro. We have a nephew that works there as a manager, but we went to them. Lowe's donated us some insulation board, the 1/2-inch foam insulation board, and we actually put it in the windows of 2 rooms in the building, and we have increased the heat in there. You just wouldn't believe it. It's substantial, the amount of gas that we're saving right now by blocking those old school windows. Lowe's did that. Lowe's also donated an SUV load of paper goods. This was at the one at South Ridge. They donated it to us, and we got toilet paper, paper towels, things like that, and it was an SUV full that they donated to us. And you'll be surprised, people on an EIB card cannot buy toilet paper, paper towels, things that you actually need. So those things were donated, and that really helps. It helps us a lot. We've had a few problems with our kitchen. People want to rent the gymnasium, and then they want to abuse the kitchen. In other words, somebody actually slipped in it the last time we had it locked, and they use our supplies, which we're using for our breakfast. This was kind of hurt us. So we've kind of changed it. We went to $75 for a 4-hour block. The kitchen is $25 and a $25 deposit. We make sure everything's still there when they're finished with the kitchen. We had to do that. As far as the pantry is concerned, in the month of December, we also had $500 donated. I believe it was a $100 donation, a $300 donation, and another $100. So there's a lot of good things going on at the McCorville Community Center in Smyrna. We appreciate all the support that we can get from the commission. We've run into a little problem. I'm hoping some of the commissioners can work on it and help us with it. I can get grants for the building if we're a 501c, or if you know how we can work through a 501c. I've been told that by a couple of our state representatives, and I've also, the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation has said that they could possibly help us, and we've got some rooms that need drop ceilings put in. We've got a hallway that needs a drop ceiling. We've got carpeting that needs replaced, and all this stuff only comes if you're a 501c, so that's kind of a hold up on that right now. So we're doing a lot of good things there. We're being able to help a lot of people. What I'm asking the commission tonight, and I'm not here to beg money tonight, but what we're asking is if you'll look into it, our gas bills probably for January and February is what kills our budget every year. So if you could look into it and see if it's possible that you might be able to help us with the bills if that need arises. Right now, we're in pretty good shape. We've done pretty good through the donations and everything, so we're in pretty good shape. But we would like you to kind of think it over and see what you can do. And also, you might want to check into it on the 501c. Somebody might have a suggestion as to what we can do. If we need to go get it, we'll try, but it's going to take a while. But we could get some things down to the bill.
I downloaded and got you the form you need to fill out for to become a nonprofit, and it's home.
Okay.
I was gonna bring it to you at the Christmas dinner and I didn't make it, so I
Okay.
have it. Mary, do you have a copy of it here?
But I just got online,
Yeah.
and if,
I've got that whole stuff downloaded, so I can get it to you that you need to fill out to do it. I think it shouldn't be a big deal and we can even help you do it.
That would be greatly appreciated. Like I said, I think we can get some grants. That's kind of the promises that we've got. Another thing is our tax exempt. You gave us a form one time, but it was signed by McCann several years ago. We'd like to know if we can get that renewed.
Well, if you do the 501c3, you will be tax exempt.
Okay, all right, that'll work. Okay. All right, that's all we had tonight. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
I'll try to get that over to the center this week. I had it in a folder the last meeting, took the folder home and it's in it. And I thought I'd bring it to you and I swear I didn't get it, so. But thank you all for the work you do over there, and the breakfasts are wonderful. I think everybody enjoys them. It's a good way to raise money and to keep doing the great work you're doing over there. And it looks nice.
Thank you.
Okay, we have two more people that signed in to speak, and I think that we may address what you're here to talk about. So if you want to wait, and then you can speak and.
Well, Madam President, thank you very much. It's a pleasure of the commission. My name is Charlie Bird. I'm the Executive Director of the Independent Oil and Gas Association of West Virginia. We saw the ordinance, county ordinance on the agenda. We had came prepared to make comments, but at your discretion, we can defer those comments until it's more appropriate.
Okay,
All that thing.
thank you. If you want to speak at the end, feel free after we get to that, or, right? No problem. Okay. So that's all we have under public comment. Under discussion of concerns and possible action, I put on there anticipated executive session just to cover our bases if we needed to. I don't know that we really need to, Josh. I think you had a chance to talk to the prosecutor and he might have got you up to speed on some legal things we got going on. So if you feel comfortable, then I don't think we'll. I just thought we might need to update you on some stuff that's going on with some ongoing litigation, but.
I'm gonna do this as long as I believe.
Probably as much as we are. Okay, the next item is a list of the boards and committees that the commission has people appointed to. This list that's in your agenda was what was last year. Mary just put that on there so we could go through. I have fixed up a list just to try to make it less confusing. You all look at it. Here, Daryl, and if you're okay with what I've stuck you on, I'll read it into record and, okay. Have you had you've had a chance to look at it? Okay. So what I came up with was Parks and Rec. I will do farmland protection. I will do Region 2. I will do public defenders. I will do. We have Commissioner Stowers on the EDA, the 4-H, Camp Lakeview, and West Virginia Extension. Doc, we have on the Community Corrections Board, Workforce West Virginia. Then we still have Charles McCann on the Tri Rivers. So if everybody's okay with that, do I have a motion to accept that as our board positions for this coming year?
So move.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye carries. Okay, the next thing we have on the agenda under discussion is the county commission versus West Virginia American Water and Eastern Chemical Company. As all of you probably know, the lawsuit has been dismissed. I've talked to the prosecuting attorney's office about it, and it's my recommendation, you all can, that we don't appeal it. So I think what we need to do, you know, if you all agree that we should just let it go, then we need a motion. Then I'll get a letter to Mike Callahan that we do not want to appeal it. He wants something in writing or, right? Okay.
Madam President, I will move that we not appeal the case that was dismissed regarding Commissioner Josh.
I'll second that.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Ayes, carried. And I will get a letter together and send to Mike Callahan, telling him we are going to appeal it. So that leads to the next item on the agenda, which is the Lincoln County Comprehensive Public Nuisance Ordinance. At this time, my recommendation is that we would abolish this ordinance. I've also talked to the prosecuting attorney's office, and they do not feel like that we need to have public hearings per se, but what we need to do is agree to vote on it at our next meeting. That'll put it out for public to know that we're gonna vote on it at the next meeting, and that should suffice. That would give the public notice that it will be on our next agenda to take a formal vote. So, that's my opinion.
In doing so, the Boston Public Nuisance Ordinance, we still maintain the state code that allows us to act on public nuisance ordinance too, so that's,
Right.
that's
That was in place before,
right.
so I think just, my opinion is abolishing this ordinance, will just kind of clear the water. There was a lot of public concern about it, and I think it would be better just to take it off the books.
Do we need a motion to put it on the agenda for the next meeting?
I think it would be better, and that way then we can formally do the public
Yeah, and,
know.
Sean can let the public know that that's our intention of doing that at the next meeting. That way, if they do have something they want to add to it,
They can come.
That's right.
Okay, so do I have a motion that the next meeting we will take formal action on the public nuisance ordinance?
So moved.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. So Mary, stick that on for new business, or old business, I'm sorry. Do you all want to comment now, or are you good?
We appreciate the motion and be in favor of it. Thank you.
All right, the next item on the agenda is probation department regarding office space. So I wanted to let you fellows know, and I attached a copy of the letter that we received on November 5th from the probation office here in the county, Mr. Swanson. I didn't get it in time to get on the last agenda, but I don't know if you all had time to glance over the letter, but he's just concerned, you know, about needing more office space. I've talked to him about it. I don't really know the answer of what to do. So I wanted you all to have a chance to see the letter, think about it, you two brainstorm, try to figure out what we can come up with to appease everybody. Where space is in demand here. I've been joking today saying that the commission's moving across the street. And you can have our office. We're going to the church, but, you know, obviously we don't have the money to do that, but maybe someday we'll get there. But, so just think about it, the next meeting, maybe we
Yeah,
can
and
come up with.
any department that's affected by this too, I know that Swanson, anybody wants to, should send us some written information. You've already done so, Jerry, but I'm talking about anybody else that might be affected by this move. We'd like your input too.
Yes.
So,
And maybe we can we'll come up with something, I think. We're just so limited on space here. You know, Daryl has a small office in there. We have an office, so we have a safe bin. I mean, I don't know the answer, but we'll figure out something.
And we know that none of you guys want to leave the courthouse, I mean, you want to operate out of the courthouse, and we understand that in advance. We are gonna hunt this around and see how we can best do this and things. And even though, Phoebe wasn't, I mean, I think it may be a good idea to look at the courthouse for us. I mean, because we don't have the problems you all do with transporting prisoners and different things that would make it a lot easier, stay next to the prosecutor and things like that. So that we'd have to be able to come up with some kind of a plan that's within our budget to do that. I know when we met before with Judge Hope, which anything we come up with, we'd take to Judge Hope and see what he thought about it. But when we talked before, I know we had a kind of a short-term plan, a long-term plan, and we never did get really either one of them kind of done. So maybe this would be a good time to look at the long-term and work from that end of it to go ahead and try to get a move made or something done to where we can accommodate you all.
I was joking about it, but seriously, it may make more sense down the road for the commission and the county clerk's office to move over there. Then that would free up Daryl's office and our office.
I just want, nobody in the probation office is wanting to harm any other office, I think you know that. It's just, I think we're the only office that has continued to grow in the last decade, probably. Most of the other the county offices have laid people off or whatever. I've interviewed again, I've got a new hire waiting to start, well, he doesn't know it yet, but we've had interviews, we're gonna pick candidates soon, and, so we're gonna need that space. And I think we've been very patient and tried to work with you for a long time. And I understand the problem, it is a valuable commodity. I don't want to see home confinement go out the building. But, just when you're looking around, they have to do what's best for them, and I'm trying to do what's best for my people. And, I've got 5 people working in a 2-room office with 3 desks. Math doesn't work. So, we'll do whatever we can to work with you. I want you to know that, but it's finally got to the point we're getting ready to hire somebody else, and we have to have somebody.
Thank you. You all think about it. We'll talk about the next meeting and see what we can come up with. And I'll talk to the judge and if it's all right with you all and see if we can come up with something.
Can
I
say something?
Sure, James.
You talking about the church, if they've grown so big, would it not be easier to just move all probation over so they can all stick together and be in one office?
Well, I think the prosecutor kind of wanted you guys over here.
Right.
I mean, that's my understanding. When I talked with him many months ago, that's my understanding then.
Right. And, we've got a lot of things to where we would like to stay up there as far as the bathroom up there is the only public bathroom, if we're gonna be moved out and that kind of thing, or moved downstairs or whatever, there's a lot of things up there that's benefit to us to where we need it, probation don't screen or nothing like that as well, so.
We don't screen them off.
Right.
That's good. We do most of our screens at the facility, so at the day report.
Well,
And I have no argument against what he's saying. I'm on board with him staying, but I gotta have space too.
there's no easy answer to this. If there was, we would have come up with something a long time ago.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
There's
There was
just
an
not-
easy answer, we would have had one long time.
Okay.
The third floor.
The third floor.
I think there's room.
Okay. Okay.
Did they, didn't they make a change in the courthouse facilities unit where it made other annexes and stuff a little more than it used to in the past? That's something
Yeah.
we can look into. I was thinking they made a change in that.
That's October when that grant's
It's
due,
still like
so
the
we'll have to-
lowest on the list, they score it, and
But
annexes are
it's-
still the lowest.
But it's still painted.
Well, it's always been the lowest.
Yeah, lowest
So,
priority.
Yeah.
All right, okay, that's all we have under discussion and action. We don't have any unfinished business, so have you fellas had a chance to look at the new business? Placed it?
There it is.
Okay, it's pretty standard. stuff under new business. So do I have a motion to accept the new business as listed on the agenda?
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, that is it. Josh, do you have anything you'd like to say before we adjourn under open discussion?
No, I'll just sit here and learn for a little while.
You'll get it.
I just wanted to, I guess, two things. One, I wanted to, I wanted to thank Commissioner Matthews for his service to the commission and the people of the county. You know, he was on for one term, and it takes about that long to figure everything out to where you can do something with it. And doing it with less money is even worse, so I think he did work hard, and he really believed in, especially the cell tower coverage, which I think is important for our county too. But having said that, I'd also like to thank our new commissioner. I look forward to working with Commissioner Stowers. I think he brings a lot to the table, and hopefully we'll wind up working well together. We have the same idea of making this a better place to live and work and raise our kids. And I think that we all have some educational background and things of that nature, but I think it really comes down when you're a public servant as to what your part is. And I think Commissioner Stowers, along with President Carlos and myself, we have our heart in the right area. We really want to do what's best for these people, and we just wish we had more to work with. And I think all of our elected officials can say the same thing, but I wanted to welcome Commissioner Stowers, and I've already told him I look forward to working with him, and I feel that it's going to be, we'll have some good endeavors the next several years. That's all I have.
Okay, that is all, then I'll need a motion to adjourn until,
Well,
no, you put
I know, I
February
put that
7th,
before we
so
moved
it
into
is
meetings.
January 17th.
sorry, yes.
And do I have a motion?
So
I'll second
Okay,
that.
so motion is second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Then we will meet again on